This means it is known as double clutch. I will present my report when called upon during the meeting. Over to General Evaluator Toastmaster Arjun. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sunny. Now, in our Toastmaster, the grammarian tracks the good and not very good usage of English language throughout the session. I would like to introduce our grammarian for the meeting, Toastmaster Monica. Over to you, Toastmaster Monica.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arjun. Am I audible and visible?
Yes, you are.
Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. I am Toastmaster Monica, the grammarian for the meeting today. My role as a grammarian is to applaud and encourage all the good usages of grammar and very gently point out to better usage of grammar. As a grammarian, it is also my duty to introduce the word of the day and the phrase of the day. So the word of the day for today is
You're on mute.
You have muted yourself.
am I audible now?
Yes.
The word for the day today is tongue-tied. That means not saying anything because you're shy or nervous. And an example of it would be the sentence, but the grammarian is tongue-tied without his labels. Noun, adjective, verb, adverb, conjunction, pronoun. The phrase of the day is to wear your heart on your sleeve, which means the person who wears his heart on his sleeve is very honest, open, and transparent about their emotions. They don't try to hide what they are feeling. An example would be he wore his heart on his sleeve and you could see how he felt about her. So for every speaker, whoever uses the word of the day, we would encourage the speaker by clicking on the thumbs up emoticon. And for every time that the speaker uses the phrase of the day, we would click on the applause emoticon. And I would be back to give my report whenever called upon by the General Evaluator. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Monica. Along with the other three, I will also be presenting my report at the end of the meeting. Now I'd like to call back our TMOD, Toastmaster Monish. Over to you, Toastmaster Monish.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arjun. So, Zoom Master, can you just please, yes. So, who is an introvert? An introvert is often thought of as a quiet, reserved, and a thoughtful individual. They don't seek out special attention or social engagement, as these events can leave introverts feeling exhausted and drained like me. On the other hand, extroverts are often described as the life of the party. They are not the one to miss a single social gathering, and they thrive in the frenzy of a busy environment. We have all seen such people, mostly in the parties. Everywhere, they are everywhere. Next slide. Psychologist Carl Jung was the first person to describe these two personalities back in 1960s. He wrote that introverts and extroverts could be separate based on how they regain energy. For instance, introverts need time alone to recharge, and extroverts refuel by being with others. Next slide, please. So with this image, we can clearly see the difference between the introverts and extroverts. So introverts enjoys spending time alone, where extroverts gains energy in social situations. Introverts think before he speaks or acts, and extroverts make good decisions. Introverts can be seen as more reserved, and extroverts can be seen as outgoing and energetic. And introverts prefer working independently, while extroverts thrive in team-oriented work settings where work pressure is more. Next slide, please. Now, extroverts and introverts are often viewed in terms of two extreme opposites. But the truth is that most people lie somewhere in the middle, where we may call them as ambiverts. However, some characteristics may be stronger or weaker, which is why people may self-identify themselves as an introvert or an extrovert. So there would be people who has some traits of an introvert, some access trait, and some traits of an extrovert. So on that, we can self-identify ourselves as an introvert, because I don't think nobody is equally 50-50. So introverts and shyness are both separate concepts. Even extroverts can be shy. And introverts make upon 20 to 40% of the population in the world. Next slide, please. Yes. So common signs of introverts are: being around too many people drains your energy. It drains mine. You have small group of close people, as I have. People think that you are quiet and may find it difficult to get to know you. Well, I need to ask this to my colleagues. You are very self-aware. Yes. You enjoy solitude. Yes, I enjoy solitude. But most of my Toastmaster colleagues would differ from this, because they would say that Monish is not at all introvert. Whenever he's in Toastmasters, he acts like an extrovert. But to be honest, there are only two places where I act like extrovert. One is Nagpur Toastmasters Club, and second is whenever I am with my school friends. So the bottom line is, we introverts, wherever we feel at home, we are the life of the party. Next slide, please. So with this, I would now take this meeting further and to introduce to you the first segment of the meeting, that is prepared speeches. So I would first call upon the evaluator for the first speaker, Toastmaster Niyamat, who is Toastmaster Shefali, to read out her speech objectives. So to just say a few things about Shefali, whether she is an extrovert or an introvert, I somewhere think that she is an introvert, because I have seen her quiet in many times and she doesn't like to interact much, although she likes to spend time with people. But somewhere I think that she's more inward centric than outward centric. So please welcome Toastmaster Shefali, the evaluator for Toastmaster Niyamat.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Monish. Good evening, everybody. I'm going to be evaluating Toastmaster Niyamat's speech. Toastmaster Niyamat is going to deliver Level 2, Project 2 of the Pathway Effective Body Language. The purpose of Niyamat's speech is for her to deliver a speech with awareness of intentional and unintentional body language, as well as to learn, practice, and refine how she uses non-verbal communication when delivering a speech. So I would be especially looking for the purpose of the speech while evaluating her. Also the duration of her speech is 5 to 7 minutes. So best of luck, Toastmaster Niyamat. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
So before I would call upon the first speaker of the meeting, Toastmaster Niyamat, I asked Toastmaster Niyamat, who are you? Either you are an introvert or an extrovert. So she said, or an ambivert. So she said, yes, I am an ambivert. Because she says that she likes to attend the social gatherings. She enjoys being the life of the party. But on the other hand, she is reserved and lost in her own world. So please welcome the first speaker of the meeting, Toastmaster Niyamat. Toastmaster Niyamat. Just a minute. Yes. Toastmaster Niyamat. Which is your mask? Which is your mask, Toastmaster Niyamat?
Allow me to share my screen.
You have been with the co-host.
Yes. Toastmaster Shantanu, timing, that's fine, yeah, as we discussed, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, okay, okay.
Is my screen visible to all?
Yes.
Okay. That's the issue here. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, I can see Toastmaster Shantanu. Yeah, okay, fine. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, let me ask you a question which is so relevant and pertinent today. Which mask is yours? Which among this crowd of wonderful human beings do you identify yourselves with? Do you like to wear the beautiful spotted colored ones, or do you like to wear the typical N95 mask prescribed by the government? Do you really think I'm going to ask you and bore you with such questions? Aren't we absolutely done with COVID? So let's move on to something much more interesting. I would like to know which mask you all wear, but that has nothing to do with the pandemic. I'm going to be discussing something truly fascinating, and Toastmaster Monish has just facilitated what I wish to tell you all and talk to you all about. I'm going to talk about something which is very interesting and very, very much a part of what we are and what we do. Let me paint a picture. Hear me out for a minute. Imagine it is 7 p.m., the sun has set, office hours are over, the father returns home after a heavy day of work, after having driven in crazy traffic. He's tired and he wants to just get home. As he enters the house, he smells a wonderful scent while he sees his beloved wife cooking in the kitchen, getting ready to put food on the table. He sees his young toddler roaming around the house, seeking everyone's attention and making a mess of things, being absolutely at ease and gleefully running around. On the rocking chair, you can notice the grandfather who's smoking a pipe and he's reading an old religious text. He sees his young daughter, beautiful and just the age of getting ready with all the wonderful makeup and getting ready to get out and leave for a party. I think this common scenario is a very, very known and relatable scenario or relatable picture. Why am I sharing this with you? This is where we enter into the world of archetypes. Archetypes, even if the word sounds fancy, is anything but. Archetypes is a theme. Archetypes is a methodology or an identification of the entire human species, which was given by the Swiss psychologist Carl Jung. Carl Gustav Jung was a mentee of the great Sigmund Freud, who was a very well-known Austrian psychologist. What are these archetypes? Everything that I just spoke to you right now about the mother being a wonderful caregiver, or the father being the provider for the family, of the child being an innocent child, of the daughter being a carefree romantic. These are nothing but archetypes. These are nothing but the personalities we all can associate and identify with. Carl Jung discussed and talked about these archetypes when he was studying psychology under the framework of analytical psychology. I will be sharing with you all a few of the archetypes that Carl Gustav Jung talks about. If you look at it very closely, Carl talked about 4 major archetypes. And these archetypes or these personalities are what we all can identify it. It does not mean that I have a particular archetype and somebody has another. Although, if you look at it, we all do have one very strong archetype, one very fierce archetype which we completely resonate with. But still, we can be very different from it too. When Carl Jung talked about his theory of analytical psychology, he talked about the ego, the personal unconscious, and the collective unconscious. Let's talk about the collective unconscious. The collective unconscious is nothing but everything that we all collectively as a human species believe in. These are the ideas, the emotions that we are motivated with. For example, having a fear of darkness, being afraid of the dark. This is nothing but a collective consciousness. This is something which has been imprinted for generations together. This is something that we've all been grown up with. Carl believes that our personalities are nothing but everything that we've been born and brought up with and everything that our environment gives us. We are not born with a clean slate. We have imprinting, we have bioimprinting of generations of what our ancestors have taught us and believed in. With that, with this collective consciousness develops these archetypes. And the first one that he talks about is the persona. The persona is nothing but a mask. Say, this is my mask. On the face, I can be happy, very happy to everyone. This mask is nothing but the roles that I play to fit in society. When I'm talking to my students, I'm a teacher. When I'm fighting with my sister, I'm a sister. When I'm getting irritated at my mother, I'm a daughter. When I'm being very obedient and getting all the household chores done, I'm a daughter-in-law. So this persona is nothing but the mask that we put on ourselves. The second one is the self. The self is nothing but our innate core personality. The self comes from a theory of individuation. The self, as Carl talks about, is nothing but an amalgamation or an integration of the conscious self and the unconscious. At the moment there's a disbalance or there's an imbalance between the conscious and the unconscious, that is when the problem arises. The third one is the anima or animus, which is identifying with the male personality of a female and the female personality of a male. So I am a beautiful female, but I can also identify with the male part of me. What is the male part of me? The male part of me suggests if I love riding a bike or if I want to play football outside. This talks about me identifying with the other personality. And the last one is the shadow. The shadow is nothing but identifying with the negative aspects of my personality. The things that I like to repress, the anger, the guilt, and the shame. So Carl talks about these archetypes and he says, identifying with your true archetype will help us reach the path of self-actualization and help us grow and motivate as a wonderful human being and an individual. So these are the four major archetypes that he talks of. He also talks of many more archetypes, but I would like to leave you all with just one simple question. Look at this image and what do you see? Is it a female? Is it an independent female? Or is it a lady who is bound by stereotypes? With that question, I hand it back to the Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Niyamat. Now I request the guests and the members to give a feedback to Toastmaster Niyamat on the Google form, which would be floated by the Zoom master, Toastmaster Harsh. So you have 1 minute to do so. Timer is 1 minute over.
Yeah, over.
Okay, so let's move ahead in the meeting. So before I call out the second speaker of the meeting, Toastmaster Ali Akbar, I would like to call upon his evaluator, Toastmaster Weber, to read out his speech objectives. So when I asked Toastmaster Weber, who is he, whether he's an introvert, extrovert, or an ambivert, so he answered an introvert, because he thinks that he ticks all the boxes of 4 characteristics which is needed to be an introvert. in a positive sense. And I also believe so. So please welcome Toastmaster Weber.
Thank you, Toastmaster Monish. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I'll be evaluating today's speech of our President, Toastmaster Ali Akbar. He'll be delivering his Level 3 Project 1 of Persuasive Speaking. The purpose of the speech is to understand the types of persuasive speeches and deliver a persuasive speech. This speech should appeal to emotions or ethics or logic of the audience to make them take action. The speech type could be anything of informative, humorous, or any other type that Ali chooses to deliver. The timing for it will be 5 to 7. All the best, Ali.
Thank you, Toastmaster Weber. So now I would like to call upon the second speaker of the meeting, Toastmaster Ali Akbar. So I also asked Toastmaster Ali Akbar what kind of personality he is. Hence he says he's an ambivert. And the reason he told me that why he's an ambivert, because he, depending on the situation, he becomes an introvert. And when the situation demands him to become an extrovert, he becomes an extrovert. Fair enough. So please welcome the second speaker of the meeting, Toastmaster Ali Akbar. Toastmaster Ali Akbar. 50 books a year. 50 books a year, Toastmaster Ali Akbar. Over to you.
Check, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Timer, can I see the time card, please?
Yeah, sure, I will show. Just a minute. You start. I will start here.
Toastmaster Shantanu, you can uncheck the show clock. Yes.
Yes.
And just click on speech 5 to 7 minutes. I think, yes.
Yeah. Am I good to go?
Yes.
Yes, you can start.
During these unprecedented time, when the huge population of the world was sitting at home, not sure about the future, from March 2020 to June 2020, we were all stuck at our home, not sure about the future, filled with volatility, tongue-tied, and insecurity. I'm going to share with you what I did in these times that has helped me change my life, explore opportunities, and envision the future. We all know that reading books help us mentally and physically, and the benefits of it last lifelong. A surprisingly huge number of therapists have been telling depressing patients or anxious patients to read books. For a quite long time in my life, I wish to read books. Not to just read books, let me tell you that, but to read it with a goal of say 10, 20, or 50 books a year. Not just any book again, not the books that we read in our college or in the profession or the technical books that we use, but other genres like fiction, non-fiction, self-development, romance. The COVID-19 pandemic came in with a silver lining for me, where I was able to learn a technique, and that is what I'm going to share with you all. Now, usually when you pick up a book in your hand, you read the front of the book, or you flip through the book, you read behind the book. Sometimes while you read, you don't understand the language of the author, you feel drowsy, and you just don't know if that is the right book. To me, what mattered was to read the book at such a speed that the brain didn't trick me into all of these, so that I can read the book just like this. How many of you here are book readers? There's a poll which will come in front of you, and you can click on that polls. Let me tell you that I am currently an avid book reader since the pandemic. In November 2019, I saw a status on my friend's WhatsApp which spoke about speed reading. I called him up and asked him, what is the speed reading all about? And he said, come down to Mumbai, and it's just 2 hours workshop. It'll be fantastic. Thank you for the results. They're in front of you. And I was like, for 2 hours, you want me to travel 48 hours and come to Mumbai? I mean, that's ridiculous. Can you come down to Nagpur? I'll arrange a workshop for you. And he again denied. And I was, can you do it online via any platform? And he was like, are you crazy? Let me tell you, at that point in time, online was myth. Any classes online were myth. Now in April 2020, I received a creative again, not of him conducting the workshop, but someone else. By then, I already had done a course by Tony Buzan. I did few courses on Udemy. I also attended the program which my friend recommended, and it was an eye opener. Just imagine reading a book, speed reading a book with a comprehension of 60% plus. I mean, that's amazing. Just imagine reading a book word by word at the speed of a snail, and reading a book just like a rabbit in the race. Every word doesn't matter. Do you have to remember every word? I don't think so. But the comprehension was 60% and above. I took a special 21-day follow-up program where they handhold, they teach more techniques and help you read books. I was told to select 3 books. The first book, 100-page thin. Second book, 200-page. Third book, 200 plus. Surprisingly, I was able to complete the 100-page book within 2 days. The 200-page book within 3 days. And the 200+ book within 5 days. I mean, this was the first time in my life I completed 3 books in just few days time. And, you know, I could see those stars and, you know, the cups and all moving around. I was like, wow, I have done it. That was the first goal which I achieved in my life. Now, today I'm going to talk to you about a book which I read, and I feel that each one of you should read it at least once in a lifetime. If you have read it, then let's chit chat over it after the meeting. The book is called Eat That Frog. Yes, you heard it right. It's called Eat That Frog, 21 Ways to Stop Procrastination by Brian Tracy. Brian Tracy is an American-Canadian author who has written 70+ books on self-development. If you have heard his speeches, in every speech, he addresses one simple question. Why are only few people successful when the time and resource to taste success is same for all? He teaches reader to think new ways of thinking, creative ways of thinking. In his book, he expounds on the 80-20 theory, the priority setting technique, and much more. More than procrastination, it is a hugely motivating read. Book reading has helped me improve my knowledge, improve my vocabulary, boost my energy, keep me motivated, learn my storytelling skills, and much which I can keep adding. But what this pandemic taught me was to change one habit which I had for lifelong. I today have read 20+ books in these last few months, which I couldn't for the last 20 years. Now on your chat box, I would want you to put in I if you would wish to start your book reading journey from today. But remember the speed reading technique. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Zoom Master, can you highlight me? Thank you. What a wonderful speech, Toastmaster Ali Akbar it was. And definitely I would also like to do that. So let's move ahead. So now I request everybody to give feedback to Toastmaster Ali Akbar on the Google form. You have 1 minute to do so. Timer, please suggest after 1 minute completion. So let's now move ahead. Now I would like to ask the timers whether the both speakers were qualified. Toastmaster Shantanu, were the speaker 1 and speaker 2 qualified? Toastmaster Shantanu, are you there?
Yeah, please. Yes, this Toastmaster Niyamat is qualified. This is 7.29 minutes, and Toastmaster Ali Akbar 7.10. So both Toastmaster completed their speech on time.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, timer. So now I would like to ask to vote for the best speaker. So can you just load the link to Zoom Master so that we can vote for the best speaker? You have 1 minute to do so.
We are done with the poll.
Okay. So now it's time to introduce the second segment of the meeting, which is the impromptu speeches, where which is the table topics. And two table topics is an impromptu session where you would be coming and delivering your speeches for 1 to 2 minutes. To present the table topics, I have Toastmaster Brajesh, who is the table topics master for this evening. So I would like to invite Toastmaster Brajesh to introduce the table topics. Toastmaster Brajesh.
Am I audible, visible?
Yes, Brajesh.
Okay. So good evening, everyone. I am Toastmaster Brajesh, and today I am playing a role of a table topic master. So let me give you a brief introduction, a quick introduction about what table topics is all about. So basically, table topics is kind of a mini speech which has an opening, body, and conclusion. Table topics also helps you to develop 4 core skills, that is listening, thinking, organizing, and delivering. And to qualify in this table topics round, all the speakers need to speak at least for 1.5 minutes. And if you speak more than that, if you speak more than 2 minutes, 30 seconds, you get disqualified. You also get 30 seconds to think before speaking. And So quickly, to start this round, first of all, I would like to start with our members to demonstrate that how you can actually perform in table topics. So I've got only 4 topics, so don't wait. You know, if you want to perform, please come forward. So first, let me quickly invite the our members from our club. So Toastmaster Monica, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so I'll start with you, and then anyone can come and can participate. So the topic for you is, if you had to date a celebrity, who will you date? Toastmaster Monica, if you had to date a celebrity, who will you date?
I get 30 seconds to think.
Right.
Okay. Am I audible and visible?
Yes, you
Yes.
are.
Toastmaster Rajesh, your topic has me tongue-tied, but let me reveal the secret, because I too wear my sleeve on my heart. I too wear my heart on my sleeve. So the celebrity that I would have liked to date was always, or would be, Rahul Khanna. He's been my eternal crush since the days he used to be a VJ on MTV. I started watching MTV because Rahul Khanna used to host this some segment at about 5:30 or 6 in the evening, and I would mail him every week requesting for some songs, but he never read out my mail. And that particular time, 5:30 to 6:30, used to be reserved for Rahul Khanna. And I was really heartbroken when he left MTV and went to New York to train to become an actor. And the next 1.5 or 2 years were really dim because I couldn't see him. And then he made his Bollywood debut. But again, we get so little to see of him. And he would always be the celebrity I would love to date. He's been my eternal crush since. And I still have butterflies in my heart whenever I see him on screen. And he looks as good as he looked some 20, 23 years ago. So yes, Rahul Khanna would definitely be the celebrity I would love to date. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you. Thank you. I thought you will start with Shah Rukh Khan, but it's okay. Someday. Anyways, who is the next? Zoom Master, could you please spot who wants to come? Like, you know, if you just tell me who wants to come.
Toastmaster Dipali wanted to try.
Okay. Okay. So, Toastmaster Dipali, the topic for you: what is the longest you have ever gone without a shower? Toastmaster Dipali, what is the longest you have ever gone without a shower?
Am I visible, audible?
Yes, you are. You are.
Am I visible and audible? So I get 30 seconds.
Yeah, you get 30 seconds to think, ma.
Yes. So the longest that I have gone without a shower, and I am really, really very ashamed to confess that this on a very public platform, and that too amongst, yeah, amongst you all. And I think this was the first year when I went into the medical college, and I never had ever in my life experienced what a public bathroom or a public washroom would be. And I was really ashamed to get myself into that bathroom, which had no roof, and everyone, like anyone, could climb over the door and peep inside, and which they usually did, all of them, the seniors especially so. And so that was the time when I went without a bath for, I have to confess that this, and you really put me in a spot today, Brijesh, that I went without a shower for 5 whole days. And that was when I came to know what the technique of having a dry clean was. So I was in the room, I would put a towel into the bucket, and please, I won't say what I did next. But yes, and I did discover what stealing a deodorant from your roommate could do to you. Like it did wonders because I never had a deo. We were not allowed since we were juniors. And also the overuse of talcum powder and all this stuff. So yes, 5 days I managed with that because my home was just 1.5 hours away, so I could do that. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dipali, for sharing this. Please do not record this part. Okay, who's next? Yesh, sorry, Harsh. Who wants to come next?
Kindly unmute yourself or put it in the chat box.
I would like to try.
May I have your name, please?
Toastmaster Padmanabh.
Toastmaster
Padmanabh. Okay. So Toastmaster Padmanabh.
It's okay. It's Padmanabh.
Okay.
Fine.
Okay. It's your name is difficult to pronounce for me.
I know.
For me. So, what is the most embarrassing thing that has ever happened to you in public? Toastmaster Padmanabh. What is the most embarrassing thing that has ever happened to you in public?
Can I start?
Yeah, you have 30 seconds. You can think what is the most embarrassing thing happened in the public.
No, there are many. I know. I can start.
Okay, go ahead.
So, apart from public speaking skills, one thing I'm most afraid of is dancing. Now, this also has a backstory. This happened in 3rd standard. I live in a society-like place, so there are flats and all. So in every Ganesh festival, there used to be a dance competition. So on my floor, there used to live a girl right opposite to my flat. So we thought that we should dance together. So in this dance competition, everyone was dancing, and we two were supposed to dance together. So our song came, and we started dancing. Now she's a girl, so she was dancing really good. She had this confidence. She had that confidence and glow on her face, and everything was really good. But I flunked it. After seeing so many people standing right in front of me, I just forgot all my moves, and I was just standing there like a statue. And apart from this, on top of all this, all my friends at the back were laughing on me. So this had me so much scared, I started crying right there. Right there, I started crying. So this probably by far is the most embarrassing thing ever happened to me. And after that, I pledged I will never dance. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Padmanabh. Okay, so I have got the last one. Last one. So who wants to come next, please? Toastmaster Harsh, could you please spot?
Anyone from the guest can also participate.
Yeah, please.
Yes, Sudarshan has raised his hand.
Who raised?
Sudarshan.
Yes. I would like to join in. This seems kind of interesting.
Okay, Sudarshan.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Sudarshan, the topic for you, what would you do if you are a Spider-Man? Sudarshan?
If I was Spider-Man?
If you are a Spider-Man, right.
Okay, so in this universe, is there a Tony Stark with me? Or just the Spider-Man? Okay, so I can create my own universe here?
Yeah.
That would be okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, I'm Spider-Man from last 5 years, okay? And I'm 24 now. And in this universe, Tony Stark is alive. He did not die from the snap. So, yes, now the Earth is in, all the Avengers are there, Captain America is here, Iron Man is there, and I am the part of the Avengers compound now, and I basically live with them. So in this world, I've graduated from my high school, and I have no plan to join to go to any college. So basically, my whole routine is to train with Captain America and Black Widow and all the other superheroes, and basically stay in good shape. And that's my whole life now. And to get mentored by Tony Stark from time to time. Thank you.
Thank you, Sudarshan.
Yes.
Okay, so with this, I would like to wind up the table topic session. So I would like to ask Taimo, is all qualified? All the speakers are qualified? Toastmaster Shantanu? Toastmaster Shantanu, is all qualified? All the speakers are qualified?
Yes, all the speakers are qualified. So I think detail are not important right now. So I will share later. But all speakers are qualified. No issue.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. So with this, thank you so much who all participated for the table topic round. And I quickly hand over to Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Monish.
Brajesh, you have to call for the voting for the
Yeah,
test.
sorry. Toastmaster Harsh, could you please launch the poll for the best table topic speaker? Is voting done?
Yes, the voting is over.
Okay.
Thank you, Toastmaster Brajesh. And Zoom Master, can I have my slide, please? Zoom Master? Yes. So every person is special. Zoom Master, can you just go forward on the profession slide? Oh, no, just before that. Yes. So introverts and extroverts both are special and both have their, pros and cons. And when we talk about career, so if you are an introvert, because this whole session is for the introverts, here are the profession when you can shine, where you can shine. So first is creative profession, where you need creativity and imagination, which is immense in the introverts. Second is the research work. You can extensively work if you are an introvert, because introverts like to spend time with themselves. So research is a good option for you. Then there is counseling. Introverts are the inward-centric people, so they have natural empathy and support for others. So counseling is also a wonderful option. Then of course, art and design for creativity, which is immense in the introverts. Then healthcare, they have the empathy as well. So in healthcare sector, you can do really well. Law. So some people might argue with me that, lawyers required to just argue, but with the argue, writing and drafting the statements are also very important. So law is also there. And plus, yes, teaching for the social change and expressing ourselves. So introverts can do wonders in these following fields. Next slide, please. So I was also confused regarding regarding the profession. So I took this Myers-Briggs personality test, which is available on Google. So according to Myers-Briggs personality test, we have 16 personalities. And my results, from those results, I got this INFP, which is introverted, intuitive, feeling and perceiving. Intuitive goes for energizing time alone, intuitive focusing on ideas and concepts, feelings, decision making by feelings, and perceiving, spontaneous and flexible. This is me. And I come around this 4% of population where, everybody comes in some section of the population. So I come around this 4% of population. Next slide, please. So these were the careers which were suggested by the test. For me, arts and design, writing, counseling, social services, education, and healthcare. And the most astonishing thing is that I was already doing writing and social services and art as well. And counseling and healthcare, where I would definitely like to go and try my hands on. So every person is special, but if you are an introvert or an extrovert, go take that test and know yourself more better. Now, I would like to take you through the third section of the meeting, that is the evaluation section. So first, I would like to call upon the general evaluator first to introduce the evaluators. General evaluator, Toastmaster Arjun.
Thank you, TMOD. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. This is the evaluation round of a meeting. Oral evaluations are designed to help speakers to recognize their strengths and learn what steps they can take to improve their speaking skills. Evaluation comments are from the point of view of the speakers, and they do not represent the club as a whole. First, we will hear from the speech evaluators, followed by the reports of our timer, the R counter, and our grammarian. Lastly, I will give my general evaluation report for the overall meeting. Now, our first evaluator is Toastmaster Shifali, and she will be evaluating Toastmaster Niyamat's speech. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Shifali.
Thank you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Arjun. Good evening, everybody. So I was evaluating Toastmaster Niyamat's speech. Toastmaster Niyamat, I would like to begin with the title of your speech. I must commend you for the wonderful title. As an evaluator, why I stress on the importance of a title is, I'll tell you the reason. When I heard your title, I was sure that you're definitely not going to talk about the N95 masks. I thought that probably you are going to talk about how people have disguises, how they wear different masks. They try to show what they are not. However, what happens is I became more attentive of, is Niyamat really going to talk about this, or is she going to say something else? So yes, a good title helps the audience to be more attentive and looking forward to what the speaker is going to say. So well done with the title. You definitely grabbed our attention. Second thing, you use PowerPoint presentation to put your points across. What I think is, when we use PowerPoint presentation, the audiences are able to better pick or grasp the key points which the speaker is trying to put across. So well done again on that front. Next thing is the backdrop or the example that you used or that you set to take your speech ahead in the beginning. As an evaluator and also as an audience, I felt a little disconnect between the example that you gave and the speech that followed. Maybe it's me, but I did see that there was a mention in the body of your speech about how a mother is the caretaker and how you have explained that in the example. However, I might have missed, but I didn't see a mention of how a mother was described in the example that you gave earlier. The purpose of your speech was to use verbal and non-verbal communication, and that you have clearly done a good job at. I did notice that you expressed the usage of amalgamation by doing folding your hands, and you showed imprint by pressing your hands together. You did an impression of male and female personas using the glasses and the scarves, and you showed the example, you showed by your gestures the shadow, that type of persona. So definitely you did use the objective of your speech very well, and there was a takeaway from me from your speech. So well done, Toastmaster Niyamat. Over to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shifali. Our second evaluator today is Toastmaster Vaibhav, and he will be evaluating Toastmaster Ali Akbar's speech. Please welcome Toastmaster Vaibhav.
Good evening again. You can take a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Ali, I think you did a phenomenal job of taking a horse to the water. Whether it wants to drink water, it's up to it. Knowing about speed reading is a good way of getting the non-readers into a habit of reading. And I guess introduction of this, you've made your point clear. I believe you achieved the objective of your speech of making people take action. The content of your speech was very well drafted and well connected in between, beginning with an interesting title. The title aroused a lot of interest in what is going to come in the speech. The story and the poll in between the speech that you conducted kept audience engaged and on their toes. The speech, while delivering your speech, you were calm, collected, and cool. You had gestures, you had your hand gestures, which were complementary. The expressions and vocal variety were in line with the content and the storyline, which emphasized the impact of the content. You always had great language and good usage of word, which is commendable. The content and delivery would have had its impact amplified much more if there was a eye contact. For a lot of time during the speech, I saw you looking down and not into the camera, which has become a new requirement for a speech or the eye contact especially. The virtual background also did a trick or two when you tried to show or demonstrate the book or flipping its pages. I just couldn't see the book at that point of time. So you may want to do something about using that virtual background to better impact. The speech, however, was thoroughly well practiced, well prepared, and despite seeing the green and yellow card where I thought you were going to have to rush a little, you managed to finish well in time, which is commendable. To summarize my evaluation, it was a great content, wonderful and engaging delivery, marred a little by the virtual background and the lack of eye contact, but delivered very confidently and persuasively to make the audience take action, which I believe was the objective of your speech, which was achieved very well. Great work done. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Weber. Now I would like to call upon our timer, Toastmaster Shantanu, to give his timer's report for the day.
Yeah.
Over to you, Toastmaster Shantanu.
So evaluator Toastmaster Shefali, she took little bit more time, 3.15 minute. And evaluator Toastmaster Weber, he has completed his evaluation in 2.53 minutes. So one is little bit out and Toastmaster Weber was in the time. Thank you. Over to you.
I think both are qualified, right?
One more than 3 minutes. So 3.15 Toastmaster Shefali.
Yeah, yes, she is qualified.
Yeah, then it's okay.
So 3.15 is qualified. It's 3.5 and above.
Yeah, then both are qualified.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shantanu. Now I request everyone to cast your votes for the best evaluator. The poll will be open on your screen now. Zoom Master, please let me know when we have all the responses.
I have all the responses. The votings have been very quick today.
Okay, thank you. Can we have the R counter report, please, now? Over to our R counter, Toastmaster Sunny.
Thank you, General Evaluator. All speaker, evaluator, and the role player did very good work and made less and repeated word. I will read out the count. First, I will start with our today's speaker and evaluators. Except a repeated word, Toastmaster speaker and repeated word of Toastmaster speaker 1 and Toastmaster speaker 2 did exceptional good job, and evaluator 1, that is Toastmaster Shefali, did 5 plus and evaluator 2 Weibo was also exceptionally well. Then Toastmaster of the day Monish had 5 plus so and 2 big pauses. Timer Shantanu had 5 plus. That's all. Over to general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sunny. Next, I would like to call upon our grammarian, Toastmaster Monica, for a report.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arjun. I hope I'm audible and visible.
Yes, you are.
So it has been a wonderful evening listening to so many good phrases that were used. And as a grammarian, I was overjoyed because there were very little mistakes or errors made. So starting with Toastmaster Monish, the Toastmaster of the day, he used some very good phrases throughout his presentation. Few of them were thrive in frenzy, feel at home, and only once did he spell quiet as quite. Apart from that, he was flawless. Coming to Toastmaster Niyamat, she was flawless, and it was listening to her is always a music to my ears. She used some beautiful phrases such as truly fascinating, paint a picture, a mess of things, absolutely at ease, gleefully, archetypes, and few good words such as methodology, human species, collective consciousness, persona, and repress. Toastmaster Ali Akbar again was flawless, and the good words or the good grammar he used was unprecedented times, filled with volatility, silver lining, trick me, online classes was a myth, eye opener, and stars moving around. Only thing was that he pronounced procrastination as procrastination. Then Toastmaster Shefali was again flawless. Toastmaster Vaibhav again used some beautiful words such as phenomenal and phrases such as keeping on their toes, amplified, marred a little, persuasively. Toastmaster Brajesh, you could have just said it's an opening instead of you said a opening. Then Toastmaster Dipali used some beautiful phrases like never have ever, some did wonders. And the word of the day was used twice, and the phrase of the day was used only once. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Monica. Now I will present to you a detailed report of today's overall meeting. First off, I'd like to congratulate all the role players, speakers, and evaluators for doing a wonderful job today. And I would like to thank our fellow Toastmasters and dear guests for being part of the audience and creating such a wonderful environment for the meeting to happen. Now, to the overall meeting, I would like to start with the presiding officer. The introduction of the meeting was very well done, and all the guests were given a warm welcome. The Sergeant at Arms gave proper and articulate explanation of the general meeting etiquette of our Toastmasters. The TMOD reminded us of the meeting structure as well as handled the flow of meeting very smoothly. There were occasional delays throughout the meet, perhaps due to unfamiliarity with tech, but they were rather short. And During Toastmaster Ali Akbar's speech, as well as Toastmaster Monica's table topic, word of the day and the phrase of the day were used, and we could have showed emoticons to them to give them further motivation and encouragement. The Zoom Master spotlights were handled very well. The polls were opened and closed on time. Now on to our table topics. Table topics master, Mr. Brajesh, I say handled it fantastic. The table topics were very fun and casual while never being inappropriate. It was overall very well executed. Now to the third part, onto evaluators. The speech evaluations were full of positive encouragement, just as we desire here at Toastmasters. Plenty of constructive feedback was given as well. The role players were short but succinct in their reports, and Toastmaster and our grammarian of the day, Toastmaster Monica, did a wonderful job with her detailed and thorough reporting of all the usage of grammar throughout her meeting. Now, since I still have some time to kill, I'd like to ask you a question. Who evaluates the general evaluator? Is my power unchecked? Can I do anything?
Thing is the VP after the meeting. You might be able to give feedback.
We have an evaluation session. You'll make sure that you are evaluated.
Okay. Again, overall, great job by everyone. Thank you for making this meeting very smooth, as well as well executed. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arjun. Zoom Master, can you spotlight me? Yes. Can I have my presentation, please? Yes. So who were the world famous introverts? Number one, Albert Einstein. What did he say? Time spent in solitude may provide the space you need to create. Number two, Bill Gates. Extroverts are no better than introverts. Instead, both have their pros and cons. One was the scientist, second, an entrepreneur. Third is the most cherished writer, J.K. Rowling. What does she say about being introvert? Being painfully shy around others does not mean you would not be successful. The actress Emma Watson says, embracing your introverted qualities can lead you to be the person you want to be without much effort. Next slide, please. So to sum up, before judging an introvert, please consider the following things. Understand why they do what they do for. They are at their best when they spend time in solitude. Don't ask them, why don't you go to social gatherings? Why don't you have friends? They are at their best. They are charged when they are in solitude. Having few friends do not make them aloof. Instead, they cherish those few friends they have. And last but not the least, let them be themselves. Thank you. And with this, now I would like everybody to vote for the best role player of the meeting. So Zoom Master, can we have the polls, please? So we have TMOD Toastmaster Monish, our counter Toastmaster Sunny, timer Timer Toastmaster Shantanu, Grammarian Toastmaster Monica, Star Toastmaster Harshvardhan, Table Topics Master Toastmaster Brajesh, and G Toastmaster Arjun. Zoom Master has the polls completed?
No, it's still going on.
Okay.
The polls are done.
I didn't vote.
Zoom Master, there is some correction needed. The timer is Toastmaster Shantanu.
I'm so sorry for this. I'm so sorry.
So are you creating the link again or?
You can continue with your session. I'll do the necessary changes.
Okay, fine. So now, thank you so much. And now I would like to hand it over to the presiding officer for this meeting, Toastmaster Ali Akbar. The stage is all yours.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day. Indeed, it was a brilliant meeting with my virtual background playing tricks on me. And I'm just awaiting the results for the best role players, speaker, and everyone. Well, and yes,
Give me a minute. There was, I think, a few guests which had joined in between, so maybe you could talk to them.
Yes.
I'm so sorry for the delays.
No worries. Thank you so much. We have someone called V.S. Kinderley. Can you please introduce yourself, your name, where are you from, what do you do?
Sure, Ali Akbar. Am I audible?
Yes, you
Actually,
are.
I'm not in the correct state to go on video, so I'm just unmuting myself. I'm sorry for that.
No worries.
I am Vaishnavi Kindorle and I'm from Infocep's Toastmaster Club. We have just been chartered.
Yes. Welcome to Nagpur Toastmasters Club. Thank you for your presence and congratulations for the new charter. So we have Infocep's Club, which has been chartered. And there's one more thing which I would like to share with you all. Just give me 1 minute. This month, September, we have been celebrating birthdays of Toastmasters. So let us, wish the Toastmasters individually, personally, or on chat. The 1st of September was celebrated by Ankit, Toastmaster Ankit. Can you please turn on your video so that we can see you? Toastmaster Ankit celebrated his birthday on 1st of September.
I'm spotlighted.
Okay.
Am I visible?
Yes, right. Wishing you a very happy birthday, Ankit, from Nagpur Toastmasters Club.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the wishes.
Your party is due when we are back to IPC.
Yeah, soon.
Okay, 5th we celebrated a birthday of, Gauri celebrated her birthday, who is the SA of Nagpur Toastmasters Club. Today she ain't available for the meeting. So we wish her a very happy birthday. And 11th of September, we celebrate, I'm again and again saying we, Dr. Dipali celebrated her birthday. So these were the 3 birthdays that were celebrated till today's date. We wish each and every member a very happy birthday. And may you be a Toastmaster lifelong. And again, keep it in mind that you have to be with Nagpur Toastmasters Club. Don't go anywhere else. Right. Okay, Zoom Master, are we done with the role players? Okay, there's a poll in front of us again. Can we all give a quick poll?
We are done with the polls.
Thank you. If you can send me the results and share the screen. It's always the exciting part to give away the best role players or the speakers. And at the same time, it brings in goosebumps also, being the presiding officer, to take the name of the people, those who've been selected for best role players and speakers. Harsh, I'm yet to receive. So the evaluator, the best evaluator is Webho. Congratulations, Toastmaster Webho.
Congratulations.
It was indeed a very good evaluation. Thank you so much. And next we have the table topic speaker, that is none other than Toastmaster Dipali. This is a birthday gift for you from Nagpur Toastmasters Club. And then we have the best role player. That is the Toastmaster of the day, Monish, our very own VP Education. And lastly, we have the speaker, and I wouldn't want to do that. Thank you so much. I have to tell my own name. Yeah, thank you, Niyamat. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Well, the next 30 minutes of our meeting is going to be an education session